you've decluttered, you have tidied up your space, even if it's just a small corner, and now you do not want all of that good work going to waste. Today I'm talking about how to keep your home clutter-free. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura. This is Minnie, and nobody wants to undo all of the work that they've done and have to start all over again. When you get results, you want to keep them. So let's talk about some ways that you can stop clutter from creeping back in. This is day 29 of the Declutter Challenge, Clutter-Free in 5, where we get big decluttering results, and lasting ones at that, in just 5 minutes. So I want to break this up into 3 parts. The first is going to be all about setting up really simple systems. Then I will talk about honoring your home and making it the best place that it can be for you and your family. And then I will talk a little bit about shopping. Basically, how to stop yourself from buying all that clutter back again. Okay, systems, they sound scary. They're really not. They are just simple steps that you can put in place to keep things running smoothly. And the very first one is what I like to call resetting the space. Essentially, you're going to get into the habit of not considering something done until you have tidied up afterwards. So dinner is not done until the dishes have been washed, or at least put into the dishwasher, and then the counters, hob, table, etc. have been wiped down. Work isn't done until your desk has been tidied. When you're done with something, you reset the space. Basically, you clear it off so that it is ready to go again the next time you need it. This is generally something that only takes a few seconds, maybe minutes, but what it does is it stops things from getting out of hand and then from you having to do a big cleaning job at the end of the week or the end of the month. The next then is about tweaking and changing as you go. When you have decluttered a space and maybe even reorganized it, it can feel really weird for a bit, purely because you're not used to it. So live with the setup for a while. Observe it, see what's working, see what's not working. But sit with it for a while. You know, muscle memory might have you going to this particular drawer, for example, and then you think, oh no, I moved that thing. Maybe I should move it back because this is just annoying. But give yourself time to adjust. Now, once you've noticed that something definitely isn't working, not that you're just not used to it, but that you've given it a fair shot and it's still not working, don't scrap the entire thing. This is a big mistake that I see people making. It's thinking that there is something wrong with the whole system and they just scrap it and start all over again. Instead, what you want to do is ask yourself, what is the part of this system that's not working? What is the very specific thing that needs changing? So get to the root of the problem and fix that rather than scratching everything and starting again. Remember that the perfect system does not exist, but you can get pretty close by baby stepping it. Turn the wheel a little rather than reinventing it. And then set yourself a schedule. It might be once a week, it might be once a month, but just some sort of regular reminder to do some spot checks. You have seen throughout this challenge how much you can achieve in just 5 minutes. So maybe the first weekend of every month, you set aside 5 or 10 minutes and you revisit 1 or 2 of these videos and you do that category again. That way then you will always, at the very least, be keeping on top of things and maybe even making more progress. Big results can be achieved in a small amount of time. You know that now. So set your timer on a regular basis or use those ad breaks and continue to make positive changes in your home. Speaking of which, let's move on to making your home the best it can be. The first thing I will say here is to honor your possessions. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of lots of stuff. It's about clearing space so that the the stars, like the truly standout stuff, can shine. So let them do that. Display your prized possessions or store them with the care and respect they deserve. Don't just shove them in the back of a closet or, into a box, the bottom of a box, and start piling things on top of it. Really treasure your stuff. And then make time to look back over it and relive those happy memories. This is the stuff that you have decided to keep. You have decided that it is valuable to you and that it adds some benefit to your life. So, practice gratitude on a regular basis, relive those memories, and just generally make time and space for that stuff. That's what decluttering is all about. On foot of that then, make space for yourself in your home. Create a cozy little nook. Set up a crafting corner. Schedule regular, games nights with your family. Create that space, like physical and the space in your schedule, to actually do the things that you love to do. You were decluttering for a reason, so revisit that reason and then incorporate that into your home. Be proactive. Don't try and fit yourself into the in between. Like, don't try and squeeze yourself in somewhere. Make space, make time, carve out a corner or an hour and make it your own. Something that I firmly believe in is not living a leftover life. Not surviving on what is left over after everyone else has had their share of your day and taken their cut. If you leave yourself until last, until all the chores have been done, all of the errands have been run, all your tasks have been ticked off your to-do list, and you've spent time looking after everybody else's wants and needs, if you're waiting for that leftover time, it will never happen. You make the time, you make the space. And that starts in your home. And keep surfaces clear, particularly if you live with other people. Listen, I don't care if you have clear countertops for days, like miles and miles of clear countertops as far as the eye can see. As soon as you put a cup on it, it's carnage. All bets are off. Clutter breeds clutter. If you throw one t-shirt over the back of a chair, and listen, we all do it. You come home from work, whatever, you've been putting in extra hours, you're exhausted, you just throw it there. Those days are fine as long as the very next morning you are putting that back in your closet, because if you leave that there, what you're going to find is very quickly the entire contents of your closet end up on that chair. Resetting your space, like we talked about earlier, will go a long way here. But just know that whatever you do, you are setting a precedent, both for yourself and for those around you. Right, shopping. This is something that I feel not enough people talk about. There are plenty of videos and articles out there about decluttering, but there isn't as much about avoiding the temptation to re-clutter. The thing that is going to get you by far the biggest results here is to avoid the shops as much as you can. This has had the biggest impact on my life when it comes to keeping clutter at bay. Temptation is a tricky thing. It doesn't matter how strong your resolve is, everyone has a breaking point. It's unicorns and rainbows for me. The less temptation in your life, the fewer chances for you to crack. But let's be realistic. You are going to end up in a shop at some point. It's unavoidable. The trick here then is to realize that you can see something, you can love something, and not buy it. We have been fed this lie by advertisers, the one who benefit from this, that if we want something, we should have it, we deserve it. Like, that is the party line. They will have you believe that that is the natural order of things, again, because they benefit from that. But no, you can still love something when it's sitting in a shop and not in your home. Something that really helps me here, because I know very often it's easier said than done, but what helps me is to think of shops as essentially warehouses or storage spaces. They keep all my stuff for me, and they rotate it so that every time I go in, I see a new collection of my stuff, but they're taking care of all of that for me. I can go in, I can look, I can admire all of my stuff, and then just let the shop do its thing. The world is my storage unit. And then it is all about stemming that flow, because no matter what you do, no matter how often you avoid the shops, no matter how often you avoid buying something, stuff will still come into your home. Bills, catalogs, etc. Or in the case of your digital life, newsletters, social posts. Get into the habit of asking yourself, how can I stop this from coming to me in future? Dumping junk mail and deleting emails is one thing, but really it's only going to solve that one singular incident. But actually getting off mailing lists and unsubscribing is going to cut that problem off at the source. You have to get right down to the root and get rid of it from there. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep coming back up. Don't just get rid of it once, put a permanent stop to it. If you have come this far with me, well, first off, you're a hero. Well done you. Tomorrow's video is for you because we are going to be wrapping everything up, celebrating how far you've come. We'll be revisiting your vision and taking a few final steps. I'll see you there. Go raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feicim mé sibh sigalua. Slán!